Hey Saltly Unblooded, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Today is a 4 looks, 1 collection with the new Terra Cosmetics winter collection. So if you'd like to see how I got this look, 3 others, and some swatches, then just keep on watching. So I'm not exactly sure where at in the video this is going to be because I am doing 4 looks, but I'm going to do a sparkly, super sparkly look with these beautiful eyeshadows from Terra Cosmetics new collection. So I'm going to start out with one of my new favorite shades. I did not know that a color like this existed or that I needed it in my life, but here is Regal. I'm going to take this and I'm going to take my Makeup Shack T61 brush and I'm going to start to put it into the crease. So I'm going to kind of take it towards the bridge of my nose into the crease, pat it down, kind of drag it over. I'm wanting to keep it kind of tight in the crease, and if it gets on the lid, that's okay because I'm going to go in and carve that out here in a bit. But I'm just taking that, I'm going to build it up, and I'm going to flick it out. Back and forth windshield wiping motions. I got some new contacts from Pinky Paradise and I love their lenses. They're really comfortable. These are some gray ones and I was like, well, since this is a more smoky blend, let's do those. I've been on a gray lens kick though. Like I feel like they just make my eyes look really cool. I'm sure this is going to go up after the holidays. So how was your holiday? It hasn't happened here yet because today is Thursday, so that's this weekend. And I'm going to spend some time with family and I'm working on crafts. For that, in between filming, making my family and friends gifts. I love to do stuff like that. I like to make handmade things for presents and like get things and stuff so to give. And so I was really excited because I got some new resin molds and some new things to make pretties with, and I was just really excited. So I'm going to take the Blend Bunny Cosmetics B2 brush and go into Phobos to blend this out. I'm gonna do back and forth windshield wiping motions again. And these blend so beautifully together. And Regal is like, it's like a gray-ish, but like it has like a bluish to it, like a bluish tint. It's really unique. I've not ever seen a shade like it. So being in Arkansas, we don't get a lot of snow. It'll get cold. It'll get real cold in the wintertime. I mean, compared to like our soupy 100-degree, all humidity summers with a lack of rain. And today, it snowed a little bit. And I was like, I'm not leaving the house. It's too cold. If there's snow, it's too cold for me. Which I stay cold anyway, so I usually just hang out in long sleeve everything, like hoodies and stuff. I do like to try to wear cute little dresses if I go out, but when it's cold, it is living in oversized sweaters and hoodie like season for me. I'm gonna go back into Regal just real quick and just kind of gently start to press that and pat it to get it nice and blended. Do you like the snow? I feel like, as much as I say I don't want to go out if it's snowing because it's too cold, if we get a good amount of snow, I will go out and like walk around in it because we don't get it often and it just looks magical. It's really beautiful, but it's really cold. One thing that I want to do though is whenever we get some time, I would love for my husband and I, we'd made plans. When the vlog from when we went to Florida, I'm going to have it up sometime soon. It's just taken forever to get it from the footage from my phone to my computer. So we were talking and he was like, well, we'll do this, but when it gets cold, I'd love to go to North Arkansas to see the snow and the mountains and stuff. And I was like, alright, bet, we'll do that. That sounds cool. And he had forgot about it, and I said something about it the other night. So I'm really excited to do that. I feel like it'll be a lot of fun. I've only been to like northern Arkansas once. And I've lived in Arkansas my entire life. Real quick, I'm going to take a white eyeshadow. I'm using Ghoul from the Gourmet Girls Cosmetic Spooked palette. And I'm just going to soften this blend up. If I can find my brush. I always hide my brushes from myself. Oh, I had an idea. So I'm just taking that on this DeWalt Beauty Lounge fluffy brush. So I don't ever paint my nails because my anxiety, one of my tics is I pick at my fingernails or I pick at the skin around my nails and my cuticles. My hands are just like, ugh. So I was thinking I would surprise my husband and paint my nails this weekend because he loves to paint his nails and I love it, and I love seeing how excited he is when he finds a new shifty like duochrome or multi-chrome kind of like nail polish. But he painted his for Christmas red and green, and I was thinking about doing mine, like doing a couple red and a couple green and then doing like some black, because if I do paint my fingernails I like to paint them black because it just goes with everything. So I was thinking about doing that and then like using one of these things that I can do dots for eyeliner, but it's like a nail tool. It's got the little dot on it, and doing like on the nail that I have that would be painted black, like do red and green dots. But I was also thinking doing red and green dots over black on all of them. I think it would be really cute, and it would be a cool little change since I don't ever paint my nails. So I'm just taking that B2 brush that had a little bit of Regal on it. I'm going back in and touching it up just a little bit. And I'm going to take some micellar water on a Q-tip and carve out my crease with the clean canvas after I clean my lid up, because this is just about how I want it. And then we're going to add some sparkles, and I'm excited about sparkles. I don't know how many shades of these beautiful shimmers that I'm going to get to do with these 4 videos. So I will try my very best to include swatches in this video. And if you would like a video with any specific shades or anything like that, let me know. And I will try to link my previous Terra Moon's cosmetics video or videos or the playlist in this video so that you can see which ones I have if you're interested in seeing more videos with them or different looks or more swatches or anything like that. I feel like that would be fun. I love Terra Moon's cosmetics so much. They're my favorite to play with. So if there's any of these beauties that catch your eye that you would like to see more looks with, then I am so excited to do them for you. Okay, so now I'm going to go back into Regal and I'm going to kind of connect it and then blend it. I don't know why I did it this way. I normally don't do it this way when I do this shape, but I did it this way. So well, first of all, I'm jumping ahead of myself because I need to blend this out because it's a hot mess. But I am the conductor of the Hot Mess Express, if I do say so myself. There we go. So I'm going to take this right here slightly onto the lid and drag it up. Music. It's been a hot minute since I really listened to music. Because with everything that I've had go on in the last few months with losing my cat and everything, I'm very much a person that when it comes to music, that's memories. It makes me feel all these things, and I like to think back to songs that make me think of my childhood for the nostalgia and all that. So after I lost him, I kind of cut back on listening to music, except for when Taylor Swift's new album came out. I listened to that. I've kind of been dipping my toes back into listening to music, and I have been absolutely in love with Carol's Daughter. Some of those songs break my heart, but I really like Carol's Daughter. I'm going to take the B2 brush with the Phobos shade to start to blend this out. I will go back in and touch up wrinkle. Just a touching up game here. Kind of blend. A little blenderoo here, a little blenderoo there, you know. So lately, since I haven't just been listening to a lot of music, I have been listening to like live streams, podcasts, stuff like that. I very much am like, I need background noise, so I'll just turn on like a long podcast or movie or something. These contact lenses I'm gonna have to put in eye drops because I've had them in for a while. So if I'm doing weird blinking, it's because my lenses are starting to dry. Anyway, I very much am I need background noise kind of person. So long form content, any way I can get it just about, has been what I've been going for. I'm going to take that white eyeshadow from the Spooked palette, Ghoul, and I'm going to soften that up. Then we're going to add these shimmers, and I'm so excited about that. Soften this blend up a little bit. Alright. I like it. I think it's good enough. So, I'm going to start out with, which one was it? Ah, yes. Prism Skies, and it's so pretty. And I have an idea. So, I think for one of these tutorials in this video, I am going to use different palettes for different colors to do different things, or maybe whatever Terra Moon's matte singles I have. That's an idea. I was just kind of thinking like what all of their singles and the mattes do I have and everything. I already lost the shade. Prism Skies, where'd you go? Right there. Alright. So I'm going to take this Cleona DF04 brush and start to just add it on the winged out bit. Okay, so I'm really excited to dip into this. This is the shade that just gave me an idea, something beautiful I had on my mind. In my mind, it's beautiful. This is Luna Lavender, and it's so pretty. I want to do something so like pastel and everything, and little pearls and gems, and I have an idea. So I'm going to take that with the same brush. I just cleaned it off. And I'm going to take it about a third of the way onto my lid. And look at how gorgeous. It's got like baby blue reflex. And it's like the softest, most gorgeous lavender. I'm really just wanting to use this brush to hug it up in the crease. So now I'm going to take my finger and blend it like that. Ah, it's so freaking gorgeous. Now, I'm going to take, where did it go? I'm going to take Oppie. And I've jumped way ahead of myself, but it's okay. I'm going to take Oppie and add it right here, right where we left off. Almost to the end of the lid. Okay, I've jumped way ahead of myself. I had to take a break when I did this eye to go and cook dinner and finish up a coaster that I was working on, so I forgot. I'm going to take some more of that Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas and Fair, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to start to put it under my eye, and then I'm going to do the same with the mattes as I did up top. With the Sigma EO5 brush, I'm going to take Regal and just start to connect it. And then put it in the lower lash line. And with the B2 brush, I'm going to take more of Phobos and blend it out. This can be a little messy because I'm going to just use that white eyeshadow to really soften it, diffuse it, and make it a little less messy. And I am going to touch up Regal real quick right here because I did too much. Now I'm going to take Ghoul from the Spooked palette on that same fluffy brush and soften this whole blend up. Now I'm going to take this gorgeous shade right here called Ophiuchus, I believe. I'll have to look it up, but it's Ophiuchus. It's really gorgeous. It's green and shifty, and it has like a blue tealy shift to it, and I'm just like, oh yes. So I'm going to add that onto my lid just ever so slightly, and my inner corner. Like this. I'm gonna not do my gems on camera right now. I usually, just to apply them, I use a tool. This is from BH Cosmetics in the Get Stone collection. I use the rubber bit, or this, I use this waxy bit to pick them up, and I apply my glue with the metal end, and I use the Duo Lash Glue and line and then add my gems. I just don't want to run out of room on my memory card because I had a not so fun scare the other day when I filmed the tutorial that went up on Christmas. My memory card ran out and I had to delete some footage. Thankfully it was some things that I was like, okay, I don't need to really worry about that right now. It's already up, it's already taken care of. Deleted some pictures, had some more room. So to save some room on my memory card, I'm going to do my gems off camera and do the rest of my face. Alright, so this is the finished look. What do you think? For my gloss, I'm wearing one of my favorite glosses. This is the Terra Cosmetics Eclipsing Gloss. It smells amazing. It feels amazing. It has beautiful reflex in it. I just put it on top of my Gerard Cosmetics Mudslide Lip Liner and About Face Last Goodnight Matte Fluid Lipstick, or Matte Liquid Lipstick. I can't remember what it's called. Painted lip color, matte painted lip color, my bad. I was thinking the fluid eye paints, but yeah, so this look, how we feel about it. You ready for more? I feel like this will be somewhat center video. So, yeah. not going to ramble too much because I know I was talking a lot during this tutorial, and we've got 2 other looks. Hopefully I can get some swatches done soon and we'll have a full swatchy moment and the tutorials. Let me know what you think of this look, and I'll see you in just a second. So I'm starting out with Zenith and the Melt Cosmetics 523 brush. I'm adding this into the crease, but only like half of the way. So just about the length of this tape, the cut crease stencil. I'm doing back and forth windshield wiping motions. And I'm going to switch over to the Iconic London brush. It's a more fluffier brush, just so I can blend out Zenith, add a little bit more of it to it, and it's nice and blown out, and then you can really get the details of the shift in this gorgeous shimmer. Kind of jumped ahead of myself, but I feel like I didn't speed this up like fast enough, but I also didn't want it to be like a 2-second kind of tutorial. Let's remove the stencil. This is one of my favorite parts of using these, is just to see how defined that cut crease is. And did you see that shimmer just shift so beautifully? Oh, I love. So now I'm going to take some Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas and Fair to clean up my lid and get ready to do a shadow wing. I'm really just trying to get this nice and even more defined. I feel like doing this is just something that I really like to do, and it helps to make our eyeshadow stay in place and be bold and beautiful like it is. I'm taking the matte shade Regal with the Makeup Shack T66 brush and doing a smoky wing. So I'm not really concerned with if it gets really messy towards that outer corner of my eye. I'm just going in and making sure that I have the shape of a wing just to have some smokiness and to have this be the darkest shade. And Regal is such a beautiful shade. I'm going to blend that out with Phobos with the Doe Color number 9 brush. So I'm doing back and forth windshield wiping motions with fairly light pressure just to make sure I got it nice and blended out. I will go back into Regal directly and touch it up, but right now I just wanted to go ahead and get the shape and the smokiness built up and be ready to add some sparkles and some gleams, because sparkles and gleams are my favorites, and this was definitely a look out of my comfort zone. I didn't know what I was doing, but it was fun. Now I'm going in to touch up Regal with that same brush. I just wanted to bring it back. I'm doing back and forth windshield wiping motions with light pressure, and look at how smoky and gorgeous this is turning out. And I'm going back in to touch up Phobos. Blend, blend, blend. Look at how beautiful this shade is. It is Octurus, and I'm going to add it with the Doe Color number 11 brush all over that base that I didn't put any of the eyeshadow on. So kind of up against that Zenith shade and kind of bringing it down onto the match just a little bit. I felt like this looked like a planet, just with the stars and everything, but this shade, I seriously cannot get over how beautiful it is. I want to bathe in it. It's so pretty. And I felt like it was just a nice touch for this smoky, kind of shimmery, beautiful, I don't even know the words, but this look is definitely different out of my comfort zone. Didn't quite know how I felt about it, but once I got it finished, I was like, okay, this is pretty cute. So now I'm sharpening up the shadow wing by taking some micellar water on a Q-tip and just cleaning it up. I'm kind of angling it upwards towards, like, my ear. Now it's time for me to hold my breath and hope for the best. I'm drawing some gleams with the Devault Beauty Lounge Mantra Liner. And I'm doing this by drawing a cross shape and connecting the horizontal line to the vertical line. It's kind of hard to explain, but I'll try my best. Extend the first 2 lines if you need to or want to. I feel like it helps to shape them up. I'm kind of just going in and extending and filling it in a little bit more so that it looks a little less like Texas and more like a star, because sometimes I'm like, oh, that kind of looks like Texas. Wasn't really going for that. It's not really a gleam if it looks like a state, right? Now I'm kind of doing them a little bit different. I'm doing little feet and extending the top point and starting from the first foot, which this was on the right, so the right foot, and I'm extending it to the bottom to make a point. I hope that makes sense. I feel like I just jumbled that, but I gave it little feet, and then I went up, and then I kind of took the liner to the other foot, and then kind of took it in and extended it downwards. That way it kind of looked a little more like a star. I like to do them both ways. It just depends on the mood. I felt like it was easier for me to do the smaller ones by doing it with the feet first instead of the cross. And so I'm just doing that and filling it in and extending the points just a little bit to make them a little bit bigger. And now I'm doing this one the same as the first gleam with the cross shape and connecting the points. I felt like I didn't know what I was doing at this point. I just knew I wanted gleams, so I did them a few different ways. I feel like I kind of do that and just don't realize that I do it. So I'm just drawing like the cross, and then I'm taking the horizontal and the vertical lines and connecting them. And I'm doing the same thing on the inner corner of my eye towards the bridge of my nose. Okay, so this is the finished look. What do you think? I wanted to say I'm sorry for the voiceover, but with there being 4 looks to this video, hopefully, fingers crossed, I can keep up this energy because, oh my gosh, I need a burst of energy today. I have it. So I'm gonna hope that I can do 4 looks. I am planning on right now, it is like 7:30 in the evening. I'm gonna wipe this off and film a video that will probably be up before this. I'm wanting to do a look that is like using my favorite palettes that have come out this year. So I feel like that'll be a lot of fun, but I'm rambling too much. What do we think of this? It's very different for me, in my opinion. I feel like I didn't know how I felt about it. And then I did the lower lash line, and then I put on the lashes, and I was like, okay, like this is definitely giving me like planets in space kind of vibes, and I like it. Maybe like Mars. Mars is pretty cool. I feel like we know a lot more about Mars than we do Saturn or Venus or Jupiter or Neptune. All these places that I would like to know more about planet-wise. So hopefully, I hate my life. Hopefully we can get some satellites or somebody that's interested in these different planets as much as I am. I'm no scientist. I know nothing of science. I failed science terribly. But I hope to one day find out more about the other planets in our solar system. So maybe one day. But this is giving me Mars vibes. A whole tangent on planets. But I am kind of a space nerd, so kind of feel like that was going to happen. Okay, I am going to go and do the other look that I was talking about and then come back tomorrow or the next day because I'm right here getting close to Christmas, and I was like, I have to do my favorite palettes of this year, and I want to do it differently this year. So, without rambling too much, I'll see you in just a minute. Starting out, I'm dipping into the Spooked palette for the shade Spooky for a smoky blend with the Blend Bunny Cosmetics B2 brush. I'm adding it to the outer corner of my eye, and I'm winging it out. And then I'm going to take it into my crease towards the bridge of my nose. I'm doing back and forth windshield wipe motions with the lightest amount of pressure, but I am really focusing on packing it down on this outer corner of my eye. And then I'm going to extend it really gently. Then I'm going to connect it. I'm going to start towards the bridge of my nose and then bring it to the little winged out bit here. I'm blending that out with the Doe Color number 9 brush and Regal. I'm doing back and forth windshield wiping motions, and I'm not using a lot of pressure at all. I really wanted to have this beautiful smoky look be the smokiest. I know that didn't make a lot of sense. I'm just being goofy. But Regal is so beautiful, and it just blending out Spooky with that, I felt like gave it like a rich smoky blend. With the same brush, I'm using Ghoul to soften the blend and also kind of use it to diffuse Regal. This will make it a softer and more smoky blend, and I will be going back into Regal to touch it up just a little bit. But this, I feel like, really just diffuses the blend and gives it a little extra smokiness because it helps to get Regal nice and blended out, and it won't be as harsh. I forgot to mention that Ghoul is from the Spooked palette. So now I'm going to go back into Spooky and touch it up. And I'm also going to be touching up Regal with that same brush. I'm going in and cleaning off the brush between the changes in the eyeshadows. But I just wanted to make sure that everything was nice and blended together. Super bold. I love a good bold smoky eye. So I just wanted to make sure that I was going in and touching the shades up to make sure that they were being their best and most smoky self. Now I'm going to clean my lid with some micellar water on a Q-tip. I start from the inner corner of my eye and then follow the deep crease. So with everyone's eyes being different shapes, do this the way that suits your eyes well. That's just what I do for mine. I just kind of take it into the deep crease area and then clean it up and get it ready to carve out with the clean canvas. And I like to do that because I feel like that makes the clean canvas be more true to the shade that it is, and it helps to not muddy our colors. Now I'm carving out my crease with the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas in Fair. This is by far my most favorite base ever. I don't know what it is, but when I started using it, I felt like it elevated my eyeshadow game. Like, it's just amazing. It shows the pigment of the eyeshadows, and it's just awesome. You could even use it as a concealer. I really like it. So I'm just taking that and I'm following the line that I created by cleaning my lid and my crease with the micellar water on a Q-tip, and now it just looks like my eyelid is showing and it's nice and clean and carved out. With the B2 brush, I'm patting on a little bit of Spooky on the edge of the base just to make sure that that is nice and blended together, and getting ready to add this beauty right here. This is Moonshine. I love it. I feel like it's perfect for a New Year's Eve look. So I'm applying it with my finger for right now, but I'm about to switch over to the Cleona DF04 brush to make sure that I can hug that shade up into the crease. I do like applying this one with my finger because I'm only using the one shade right now, so I feel like I can get it just in less time with 1 or 2 swipes and then just go in and touch up where it needs to be touched up. and then take that brush and run it through the crease to make sure that it's nice and just blended into the crease and look like a super sharp, sparkly vibe. So right here, I'm patting on a little bit more spooky to blend them together. And then I'm going to take some micellar water on a Q-tip to sharpen up the little shadow wing. But not really, because it's not really like a, I don't know, would you call it a shadow wing? I just say that I'm sharpening up the look, and then I got ahead of myself and jumbled words. But, you know. So now I'm going to take some glue on this Be Perfect is not who I meant. BH Cosmetics. And get Stone Tool to start getting ready to add some gems. So I like to do this with eyelash glue, and then I like to just dot it down, get it ready for the gems. I use the waxy bit at the end that I'm not using right now to pick up my gems and place them. So with looks like this, have fun with gems. The more gems, the better. I feel like they are time consuming, but they are a lot of fun, and I just like to put them in different places and play around with them, and I feel like it just makes the looks be extra, and I love to be extra because extra is fun. Alright, so this is the finished look. I want to say sorry for the voiceover, but also it's Christmas Eve, and I want to spend some time with my husband and have some like Christmas movie time and dinner together and just like hang out for a little bit. So this had to be a voiceover because I wanted to get finished as fast as possible to make sure that I was able to get 4 looks, because I have been a little irresponsible with my time during the month of December. I was sick, and then it felt like it took forever to get back on track with time and scheduling and everything else. But I still wanted to make sure that I could do something a little extra, and I feel like when I do something a little extra, it's a little less time in the filming department if I make it a voiceover. So I know this is going up after Christmas, but I want to say Merry Christmas, or if you do not celebrate Christmas, I want to wish you the happiest of holidays. And like I said, I know that the holidays have passed by the time this is going up. Maybe this will be up before New Year, but anyway, I want to wish you the happiest of holidays, and this is the 3rd look. So far, which one's your favorite? Let me know. So I will see you in just a second for the 4th look. And wherever at the video that this is, there's another one. And I just wanted to come on and talk for a second. And then I wanted to wish you the happiest of holidays. And yeah, so I'll see you in just a second. Here we are, look number 4. I am really excited. I wasn't sure what to do, but then I was like, you know what I feel like would be really cute together? Regal in the red. And I don't have that name down quite yet because I've only used it twice, maybe 3 times so far. Let me see. It is Cardinal Sunset. How did I forget this? I just looked at it earlier. Who knows? But I'm really excited because I was like gonna use Cardinal Sunset and then like Cephas and just do that together and do it all red. And I was like, no, I have an idea. So I'm gonna take the Makeup Shack T61 brush and go into Regal. And I'm just going to start to stamp it into the crease. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with halo eyes. Like, I love them, but sometimes I get frustrated with them. Which is why for a while I was doing them a lot. It's like, well, why would you do them a lot if you don't like them? I wanted to get better at them. And I am definitely one of those people that I have to practice to get results that I want whenever I'm playing around with like different things, or you know, whether that be crafting or makeup or anything. So I was like, do more halo eyes and see if you can get better at it. And now I'm a little more comfortable with doing them, and I don't feel like they take me nearly as long as they used to. So I like them, but they are a little bit more time consuming than a half cut crease. So I'm just taking Regal and I'm patting it down, and I'm going to build up the shape. Now I am going to go ahead and say sorry for doing 2 voiceovers this time. I just let the month of December get away from me, and I filmed one of the looks on Christmas Eve, and I was working on gifts for my family. So in between like filming and then making the gifts, I had to, because I was doing resin gifts, I had to let the resin set. So I was like, I'm going to take advantage of this time that I have as far as downtime and go ahead and go film a video. And to do that, a voiceover was just the easiest way and a little less time consuming. So I do apologize for that. I do like to normally just do one voiceover in a multiple looks video, but this time I just felt like doing 2 was a better idea. So I've got this shape. I want it rounded, but I want it to go upwards. And I'm going to take Regal onto the outer corner of my eye just a little bit, because this is our depth shade. And playing with Regal, it's such a beautiful color. I've not seen anything like it before. I was like, I wonder, and I mean, the worst that I feel like could happen is I have to wipe off what I've already started when I play around with this eye, right? I was looking and I was like, this is such a unique shade, but I feel like it's gonna blend out purple. So let me play around with it. I started to play around with it and I was like, I like this. I feel like it complements Cardinal Sunset very well. I'm going to take this fluffy iconic London brush and just start to diffuse Regal real quick. Let me make sure I have that cleaned off. Yeah, it's clean enough. It just needs a good washing. So today is the day after Christmas, and I actually went to sleep before midnight last night, and I don't think I could tell you the last time that I did that. It's been well over a month. So that was nice. But then I overslept, because I got like a full sleep and it was cold. So I'm very much one of those people that when it's cold, I have a very hard time like getting up and doing anything. So I was like, oh gosh, I have to go make warm coffee right now. I'm going to take a little bit more Regal on this brush and start to put it in the crease and just little baby blenderoos. I like to do little pats this time. I know normally I just go in and blend it, but for this I feel like it's really rounded and kind of shaped a little bit different than how I normally do a halo eye, and it didn't quite turn out on the lid how I wanted it to, but it turned out different and how I would want it to if it was what I was going for. So I was really happy with it. I don't know. So I'm going to take this dough color number 10 brush and go into Cardinal Sunset just to start to blend out Regal. Right where it's diffused, I am just going to start to add it there and do little baby blends. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, but today, which is going to be almost a week from the time I filmed this, I was on my story and was wondering what kind of looks for story tutorials, because before I lost my kitty, I liked to try to at least once a month get on my story and do a little tutorial, like a little mini tutorial, just come on and talk and do my eyeshadow. And sometimes I do my base on there. But if you follow me on there, let me know what kind of look you'd like to see on a story tutorial, because I do have a lot of fun with those. And I try to save them to my profile, like if they're not super long, because sometimes my story on mini tutorial or story tutorial days will just be like ongoing, going. So as much of that as I can keep pinned on my page, I do that, and then like I try to have a picture of the look. So if you want to see the look and then see how I got the look. I try to do it like that. I feel like that's fun. So I'm just blending this out back and forth windshield wiping motions with the lightest amount of pressure. How was your holiday? I know that the new year is coming in hot, and I hope with everything, I hope that 2023 is a kinder year to everybody. I'm going to take a little bit of a white eyeshadow. I'm going to go into Ghoul from the Spooked palette from Gourmet Girls Cosmetics just to soften the blend here, and I will go back in and touch up Cardinal Sunset. I'm going to take a fluffy brush to do this. Well, let me see which fluffy brush it was. I just used that iconic London brush. I forgot. But yes, that's what I used. I'm going to take Ghoul on it, soften this blend up, go back in and touch up Cardinal Sunset. So with that same doe color number 10 brush, I'm going to touch Cardinal Sunset up just real quick. I feel like doing it this way gives Cardinal Sunset its own moment to shine without making it too blended. And you can really see the beautiful depth that Regal gives in the crease. My camera cut off, but I was saying I feel like blending out Cardinal Sunset with the white and then going back in and touching it up gives it its own moment to shine. Go in and touching up Regal, it kind of shows off the beauty of both of the shades. Speaking of Regal, I'm going to go back into it just real quick and give it a nice little blenderoo and then touch up Cardinal Sunset just a little bit more. And this is the doe color number 12 brush that I just used. But I'm going to go back in with that doe color number 10 brush and really just focus on patting it for the most part. I'm going back in with Regal right now just to soften this blend up. Now I'm going to carve out my crease, so I'm going to take some micellar water on a Q-tip to clean it up and then take some Drawer Cosmetics Clean Canvas in Fair on a nameless Morphe brush. This was one of the concealer brushes I've had for ages. There's no words on it anymore, but it looks like this. It is flat, it is dirty, it needs a bath. Alright, now that I have that all carved out, I've taken it up a tiny bit higher than I normally would, which I was super excited to try that out. I was like, let's bring it up a little bit more. Now we gotta add some sparkles, but after the next step here, sparkles come after adding a little... Sparkles come a little bit after adding a tiny bit more of Regal. So I'm going to take this Makeup Shack T61 brush, a tiny little bit of Regal. I'm going to take it and I'm going to try to make it look like it is giving my eye a nice little hug. I'm going to take it and I'm just going to gently drag it over just a little bit. And I'm going to connect it up towards the crease on the inner portion of my lid. And then on the outer bit of my eye, I'm going to do the same thing. Like that. So to make my sparkles stay longer, because I have to fix my hair and everything as soon as I'm finished filming and doing the rest of my face, I'm going to take a little bit of the All About That Base Glitter Shadow Primer, which is my favorite. It's from J Cat Beauty. I just like to add it when I'm using sparkles, because I feel like it just grips them down and it makes them just shine. I don't know. You don't have to use it, and I don't always, but if I know it's going to be a while before I get to finish filming a tutorial or take pictures, I like to use it just because I feel like in the light it just makes them really intense. Okay, so now I'm going to go into, I don't know if I really use this in these tutorials yet, but I used it the other day for the looks that I posted on Instagram today. It was a red blend. I used the Terra Moon's Cosmetics Singles and the Spooked palette, but this is Venus in Chains, and it is absolutely dreamy. I have not quite ever seen a shade like this. The way that it just shifts from like maroonish red to orange and like hints of gold, it just, the first look of the shift is spectacular. So I'm going to take this Clionadh Cosmetics DF04 brush, and I'm going to take this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start to pat it kind of onto Regal to blend it together, and just do a little baby wiping forward to make it get onto that primer base just real quick. But also making sure that it is evenly blended with Regal. Like that. So then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to pat that down partially on Regal and drag it over onto the base. Look at how pretty this shade is though. Terra Moon's Cosmetics every single time just blows my mind. I can use a shade for like the millionth time and I'm still just like mesmerized. There's several from the Summer Equinox collection that I still like want to use constantly. Cosmic Collision is one of my favorites from that one. Neptune's Diamonds is another one. I have to look. Martian Dust. Protostar. Oh my gosh. Ganymede. Love. Love, love, love. I really want to do a video. I need to figure out a format for it where I just go through my collection of Terra Moon's Cosmetics and talk about the shades and how much I love them, and do swatches and see what kind of looks I can do. I'm really just focusing on patting this down now. I did pick up the brush collection from Terra Moon's Cosmetics when they released. There hasn't been a lot of sunny days lately. It's been very cold, very rainy. It even snowed a little bit the other day. So when the sun starts to be out, I want to take some pictures of them because the bag, the brushes, everything, it's just gorgeous. And I'm like, those need some like sunshine and sky in the background, holding them up, being all cute for some pictures because I love them so much. And I'm really excited to get the pictures and to start to use them. So now I'm going to start out with my finger with Arcturus, which is, I don't even know how to explain it other than beautiful. It's like orange and green and gold, and I don't know, it's just glancing at it, I'm like, what color do I see here? Like, it's so many. It's beautiful. So I'm just gonna take my finger and I'm gonna kind of blend it very gently, and look at that pigment. Like, oh my gosh. I'm really excited to swatch. Hopefully I can have some help with swatching because my tripod that I put my phone on is in shambles and I want to give good swatches. Oh boo. That is just absolutely beautiful. So with that Clionadh DF04 brush, I am going to go in because it is smaller. Where did I set it? Okay. because it is smaller and it's more, got the little dome bit there at the top, I'm going to take it and focus this up towards the crease. And I'm really just going to stamp it on. Now, to try to keep it as clean as possible when I'm trying to work in my crease with a tiny brush and a multi-chrome, I like to angle my mirror downward like this so that I can really see. And it's really hard for me to talk and do this. I like to just turn it up to see into the crease. Now that I have that, I'm going to take my finger again and just try to get it nice and even. And it'll kind of blend with Venus and Chains. And I will go back in and touch up Venus and Chains here in a minute. But look at that. The pigment. The sparkles, the sparkles, the sparkles. I just get so excited every time I use Terra Moon's Cosmetics eyeshadows. They just make my whole day. They're just so pretty. I look at them, like I keep looking in this. I wonder if my camera will pick up and it'll translate how sparkly. But they just make me so happy to look at. And I love sparkles. I feel like sparkles are things that just make me the happiest when I'm sitting in here and having like my me time doing a makeup look. Just sparkles, please. Okay, I'm rambling entirely too much. This video is going to be so long. I'm going to take a little bit more Venus and Chains now. And kind of start to blend that on just a little bit. And I'm going to take a little bit more of Regal and just kind of blend it that way with this dough color number 12 brush. I'm going to take it and just gently work on blending it together. Giving it that halo shape a bit more. Making sure that we have an even blend. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. It's so sparkly. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm going to go do the rest of my face and I'll be right back. Alright, so this is the finished look. What are we thinking? I feel like it's really cute. I don't think I've ever really done anything like this, so I love it. I love the multi-chromes. Which look was your favorite? I'm so excited to know which one you thought was your favorite. Now the first one, I don't know if I'm putting it first, but the like smoky wing with like the crease, and then with, actually I think I did use Venus and Chains for that look. Thought I hadn't used it yet. I can't remember. These past few days I haven't had a lot of sleep. The holidays, it was busy. But yeah, anyway, the one that I did like just the gray, the Phobos and Regal, and I blended them out and put Venus and Chains and then drew the little gleams. That was kind of out of my comfort zone because I don't think I've ever done anything like that. So that was an interesting one. That was kind of quick. That day was busy. So like I said, I'm so sorry for there being 2 voiceovers in the middle of this video. But with the holidays coming and going, I have just been spread kind of thin because I wanted to make sure that I had gifts ready for everybody and have time with my family. So I figured 2 voiceovers this time would be okay, and I will do more videos with these eyeshadows. If you're interested, just let me know after the swatches, which should be right here. So out of those swatches, which shades would you like to see me use, or is there any kind of color combinations or the shimmer combinations that you would like to see? Please let me know. And I'm not going to ramble too much because I know this is already going to be a big video. So I want to thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to keep up with my awkward face and shenanigans while I'm not here on YouTube, I'll have all my social medias linked in the description box down below. And if you'd like to keep up with me while I am here on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. It means so much to me and I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that I'll see you in the next one. Bye!